Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my gardening live stream, plant live stream. I always have my issues starting this thing. I don't know why, but I have to start the app, and then when I wanna turn the automated translator off, then the comments are gone. Then I have to restart the app, and only then I see the comments. So yeah, that's why I always take a little longer to actually have something useful here. So thank you for being here. Good morning. Today we have a bunch of flowers again, like maybe mostly one, because the others are in the house. But we have that nice, beautiful flower that I wanted to show you. So let me take this thing off, and yeah, then we will check out the plant that is in the greenhouse here with me, and you will be blown away. I'm sure of it. Check this out. So yeah, I wanted to show you this one. This is the one with the tiny spider on it. And I have to really be careful not to forget that there's this tiny spider on it. Like I might as well just forget. And when I handle it, and the spider had a bad day when I forget. So I just try to leave it here, and I hope the plant will be okay. Yeah, flowering without the base. I took it off maybe 2 months ago. I rooted it. It's already pretty calloused, but not perfectly. But it's okay. Yeah. Nice flower, but not huge. Maybe we should measure it out. Of course, I once. Oh no, we have a meter. So let's measure it out. Yeah. Let me see. Careful with the spider. 21 maybe, roughly 21. 21 lengths. And let me see, 16 maybe, 16, 17, not much. The diameter is much smaller than the others. Yesterday, the one that we had was way over 20, had 22 or 23. Yeah. And you can really see that these have smaller flower. This is something like a Peruvianoid, maybe something like Peruvianus. I'm not entirely certain because I want to see how the fruit looks like and how the whole thing eventually grows. But yeah, Peruvianoid. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. I'm just looking at this one. I wanted to do a time lapse with the flower, but unfortunately the spider was first. And now, yeah, I have it here. Just wanted to bring it in just to show it. Also posted a video, but great to see. Thank you for being here. Also, everyone else, welcome to the live stream. I have like 2 plants inside the house where I'm filming time lapse. I have a big one, also with a big flower, but much bigger than this even. And then I have Rio miscensis, Echinopsis Rio miscensis, flowering inside. And I also did a time lapse with it. Wanted to take a few more photos, but the flower is already closing again inside the house. I'm not sure what to do with it. If I should film it out a little longer to have the closing in the time lapse, that can be great. But I would also love to maybe have a closer look at the flower, But yeah, dimensions here really much smaller. Let me show you the other plant in comparison. I mean, let's have to look at the length of this thing again. 19.5 maybe. Want to show you the other one? So it was the one behind. These were very long. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, they were here. This has already started to decay, but these had a good third more. Was a really big flower. Then we should check this out. So they will be ripe very soon. This was one of the first plants to grow flowers. And also, like, it flowered, maybe it had maybe 4 flowers or something like that. Eventually, I was able to pollinate 2. And yeah, it's amazing because everything that I used was good, was solid flowers, used bamboy, I think, even. So we will see how these will come out. Yeah, sure. I mean, but this one has a pot. Look, this is a 22 centimeter tall. It's not a small. It's not a super small pot. I just repotted it last year. It just doesn't have a big rootstock. The plant had been. This was my grafting stock. I'm not really like grafting stocks have they have a function usually. It's not that I'm giving them the biggest pot so they can, so they when I'm using them as grafting stock, they usually don't have priority. But in this case, it turned out to have such a big flower that I felt I could really use this. If you pollinate something with a small flower, you could really be able to increase the flower size. Oh yeah, which one was it? Which one was that in the other greenhouse? But yeah, most of them have relatively small pots here. It's just the way I have to work. The bigger the pot, the more likely it is that I can't move it anymore. Like, I would love to repot these. If I had the choice, I would repot these in a huge pot. But yeah, then I would have to. I wouldn't be able to keep them in this kind of a pot. It would take maybe 2 meters in the greenhouse. These can grow very wide. Can be a huge thing. That's the first thing that I will do when we're having a budget. I will get me a little bigger greenhouse so I can also maybe plant a few in the greenhouse. Maybe would be great to have a greenhouse where you can really plant them in the ground. That would be nice. So yeah. So thank you for being here. This one is still flowering, and I'm really looking forward to this one because I have no idea how the flower will look like. I expect something smaller, but sometimes you can't really see it. First time it's flowering, so I'm really looking forward to that. This one here is flowering like crazy. Hey, good morning, Pear. Greetings to you. Hope everything's okay. Hope life is treating you kind and fair. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Yeah, there's some really good ones. But yeah, it's a money thing. Like this one here. Like if I would just buy another one of this size, they cost you maybe 3,000, 4,000, somewhere in between. And this is just 2 meters tall. The bigger they get, you really need a kind of a heavy duty greenhouse here. Either that, or I really consider getting one of these tunnels, like these poly tunnels, but a very tall one. So yeah, great to see everyone. Yeah, let's go. I have a bunch of repotting to do. Then I'm in a situation where I would love to cut. I have this plant that I need to propagate because it's a beautiful flower. This is a TPM Zelly hybrid. And yeah, I grafted one of the reverts and the flower turned out amazing. So I want to kind of induce popping. So we maybe should take off the tip. It's just right now it's a little bit more rainy than it used to be. We're getting to the point relatively late in the season. The longer it takes, the more problems we can have. Plants need to callus. They need to eventually root till the end of the season. So we should be doing that pretty soon. It's just, should we wait until it stopped raining? I consider maybe doing it now and then moving the plant into full sun in the greenhouse, like on the top shelf, giving it the most sun exposed position. Even if it's a little bit rainy, it should still get so much light that the wound will callus. So yeah, I think we're doing that now. Yeah, the polytunnels, I'm not sure what to think of them. I've seen some really good ones, and I think Macondo Cactus is using polytunnels pretty well. But yeah, I've also had a greenhouse that flew away when we had a little storm. Like, the cheaper the greenhouse, the more likely it is that it just flies away, that it becomes airborne and will fly to the neighborhood, will check out the neighborhood. I've had to really pull the greenhouse out of the woods, out of the tree where it eventually landed, you know. And yeah, that can happen. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't had one like a really heavy duty polytunnel, like the really bigger ones. I think they're building them also for commercial growers, and they could really work well here. Yeah, I think that's just the experiences that most people make when they are getting a cheaper greenhouse. Usually the difference between the good and the bad ones already start with the base, with the foundation, and when you kind of it's not so firm on the foundation, and a strong wind can really lift it up very often. This one here is so heavily like connected with the base, you would really need a strong storm to pick that up. It's quite unlikely that it would happen. My house would probably rather fly away. So yeah, I will get me a tool, and then we're taking off the tip so we can propagate. Then this thing will go on the top shelf, sun exposed position. I just want this to callus within just a week or two, and I want it to pop by the end of the season. So yeah, let me get something, and then we're doing that. Where is the thing? It's not here. Like always. Okay. I have it. I have the thing. So let's take this off. I want to talk about the size. This is a graft. It's grafted here. The grafting stock is deep. I buried it relatively deep, so you barely see it. Yeah, the base here has a little bit of corking, but this isn't a huge deal. Skin problems usually come from like poor, like not enough room in the pot. You know, this is the kind of stuff that pot size really has an influence on. Like, skin problems come so much more likely to happen in too small pots. So yeah, that's why I repotted this. And now I also want to take off the tip. I want to have the base. It should have a certain size. I don't want to leave, like, the piece that I leave on shouldn't be too small. And the cut that I want to take should also not be too small. I'm trying to find the perfect ratio here that gives me a decent sized tip and also leaves enough of the base that it will pop again. Because if we would be cutting it here, there would be chances that all the corked area here, that nothing would be growing from that anymore. So I think we're doing it here maybe, or here. Yeah, let's do it here. This is enough. This is enough of a size for a tip. And yeah, we will take this off. Then the plant goes full sun on the shelf. This here also, I'll let that callus facing the sun a little bit, but you can't place them into direct sunlight. This is something that I put on a shelf that will get maybe 5 hours of sunlight a day. That way you can give the plant UV light. The UV light basically keeps the wound clean, but it's not so much that that it really burns this, you know? Okay, but leaving this, and it will come on the top shelf later. The plant I will put on the shelf here on the side. Show you. Like this. This is another one that I took down recently. Also skin problems, but we will root it again. It will grow out fine. The base had also been repotted. Yeah, good. Thank you. Also can't walk past the pumpkin without showing it. I'm just too proud of it. Super nice, really nice thing. I'm a pumpkin grower. I'm not sure how much water this thing is eating up, but it's always dry, always hungry. I look at the color, it always looks like it might need fertilizer. And that could have to do with the fact that it grows like it's from outer space. It's growing way too fast. And yeah, but okay. It's okay for me for now. I don't know if these can turn into a huge problem for the area. Like, you know, like a pumpkin epidemic. We suddenly have a town that can't get rid of the pumpkins. Then I'm taking it down. Yeah. Thank you. I'm really proud of it. I have one. I feel like we should have more with the size of the plant that we have here. But it could also have to do with me not pollinating the flowers the way I should, probably. I haven't really fully understood it yet. Okay, yeah, then maybe I'll carry it inside. I don't know. I don't want to. Would be a waste, but they regrow usually, right? When you leave the pumpkin thing out, like, because I saw them coming back the year after, so I feel like they must have a system to get themselves back to life after the winter. But yeah, we will see. Good, let's report, I would say. I have a bunch of stuff that I want to report. I found a few really good plants that I want to see in a good pot. Check this out. This one, for example, this is a Scopolycola chiluensis hybrid. Like, you can really see the chiluensis green, really like a blunt grayish green. I want to have that thing in a good pot. This is the kind of stuff that I want to let grow tall. Yeah, and similar hybrids. Stuff with tersheki, stuff with the huge species that grow like a house. Because the one thing that I want to do with them is maybe make them flower a little earlier. Have something that flowers in this kind of a greenhouse, you know? Because I always wanted to have something like tersheki. But they get huge. If you plant them out, you see what I have here with the other one. Like the big one here, that is exactly what you have, and that's why it's so hard to actually grow them in a greenhouse. We almost overlooked these. Almost overlooked these. Check out the flowers. I just noticed that. And it means we have to pollinate them. I will not waste them. Let me try to see to get to the flowers from the other side. By the way, here's our coconut fiber. This is the coconut fiber from that I soaked yesterday evening. It really looks unhealthy, like when someone has eaten something bad. That's how it looks like. Yeah, there are two, I think. Check it out. This from the other side. Maybe we can pollinate both from here. This is this plant. Oh, by the way, this is the same plant that I have in the greenhouse that's open, by the way. Just so you know. I have this plant here. Down there, you see the tip. This is a tip that I took off last year, I think, or maybe at the beginning of the season, and it's flowering at the same time, same day, same time. We have to pollinate these. I have Deserticola, like pollen of Deserticola. I would love to use that. And I also have pollen of Pseudocandicans that I wanted to use. Maybe Bamboy, that kind of thing. So I will put the camera on the tripod, and then I'm gonna get us some pollen so we can pollinate it. I didn't expect that we would be pollinating today here. Yeah, and then we can maybe pick something. I will just get me a hand of different types of pollen. And then we're pollinating. For the pollen, I don't need much pollen from this. The flower doesn't look so big. I think this is the same that we measured earlier. Should have the same dimensions. Let me see. We're measuring it out just to see if how much bigger the flower is on a much bigger plant. You know. Probably not much. Here, 15, something like 15, 14, 15. Also nothing big. It's also equally small. Yeah, really beautiful flower. I like that. But in general, they're one of the smaller flowers, like this species in general. Only over the last years, I really looked into flower size and tried to really pick the fathers with the biggest flowers for the pollinations. Because very often when I want to make use of something like this, I really want to have the one where that trait comes out the most. Like when you get started with breeding, you just see different flowers, but you don't really realize that sometimes that the differences between them can be so big that some of them can be so much more useful than others, probably in getting a huge flower. Yeah, I mean it's not the most important thing, but it plays a role if you can select the ones that have the biggest flowers. There's more likelihood that the offspring will also be a little bigger. Okay, I think I will get me a little pollen, and then we're pollinating them. I might have Bamboy that we could use. Pseudocandicans is the one that I selected because I know that it will probably grow, that it will probably cause a pollination, will probably be successful. Yeah. Bamboy, I found a bag that says Bamboy on it. Should actually be the right pollen. I hope it is. Like, because it had a question mark, you know. So, but I think I collected it from Bamboy. And we could use that one and Pseudocandicans here. Pseudocandicans really, in the past, when I pollinated these kind of plants, Pseudocandicans works often. That one worked with Glaucus too, by the way. Let me show you Glaucus. And if we should have another flower on Glaucus, we will use Deserticola. Yeah, this was Pseudocandicans. And if we get another flower on this plant, we will use Deserticola. I find they have similarities in regards some aspects of the ribs and all that. Interesting kind of group of plants, and I want to see if they cross or not. Because if you can pollinate them with each other, it would kind of give you little signs about the idea that if they are somewhat related or not. Then Scopulicola comes up here. And with that one, we will also try something big, because the flowers of Scopulicola are also pretty massive. Oh, we have to... Here's a fruit that we need to get. That was the Ulf Meerbold, a Sörensia telegonoides hybrid. I've seen that the fruit was almost ripe just recently, Give me a second. Oh. Okay, this was good. If we hadn't caught it now, I'm sure the insects would have eaten it. Yeah, where's the label that was on it? There was also a label. That one's gone. Yeah, okay. I mean, at least I have the fruit. This is Sörensia telegonoides hybrid Ulf Meerbold. Last year I had 6 or 7 fruits. This year only 1. Only had 3 or 4 flowers. Was a little weak this year. But yeah, we will clean that. Not now. I will just get me the pollen so we can pollinate. But we will clean that maybe even today. So yeah, I will get pollen now. And then we pollinate the flowers. We'll put the camera on them. So you have something nice to see here. In the meantime, it's a little big. I'm putting it on the other one. You can watch the spider and the little guy that's living there. So, okay. Yeah, and I will be back with new pollen and then we're pollinating. This one too. I have selected a few different types of pollen and I will bring them all out and we can discuss what we will use and why we are using it. I really want to make more use of these kind of crosses that I'm doing. I realized I need to be a little bit more, like a professional breeder. I thought, what would a professional breeder do? And yeah, and now we're trying that. So yeah, let me put that on and then we will pollinate. Would love to have the other one here too, like the Rio miscanthus. It's a beautiful plant, by the way. Nice bright green body. Little bit different than the Peruvian species. Okay, good. So I'll come with pollen, okay? Okay, I have pollen. So let's do this. Okay. So we will pollinate this. Like I said, I think we will not collect pollen here. This is the kind of flower that is too small to use as fodder. So let's talk about everything. I have pollen of different parents here, different fodders that we could use. When you use the term fodder in this context, it means that we use pollen from a different plant, and that is our fodder. This is Imperialis. Could be interesting, but not really what I had in mind. This one doesn't have, I think it's pink stripes. this is Pseudocandicans. This is one that I really want to make. And yeah, we will pollinate at least one of this one. And the plants that I have inside the house, I also want to pollinate with this. So I want to make sure that I don't use up all the pollen here. I'm not sure what we will use for, like this one doesn't have a root system right now. And when a plant doesn't have a root system, when you have a tip cut, they can still flower. They often still manage to flower, but sometimes they do not have the energy to actually grow that thing in a fruit. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And yeah, whatever we are using here as fodder will be a little bit more risky than when we're pollinating a plant that is well rooted, that is a big plant. So yeah, that plays a role in regards to what we will use here. I don't want to use the best pollen, maybe. We could use grandiflora, just classic grandiflora. I find that an interesting idea, just to get an interesting hybrid with good body, maybe relatively unique. I think we're pollinating this with grandiflora. In this case, Red Star. Hey mate, hey TJ. Greetings welcome to the live stream, okay? Thank you for being here. Pollinating with Red Star, a cultivar of Lobelia grandiflora. Yeah, let's pollinate that thing. Could be interesting, could be boring, could be everything. Who knows? We will try it out. Yeah. I hope you guys are having a good time. It's always good when it's the weekend. My spirits are always high when it's the weekend. It's the time when you can, when people have a better mood, where everyone has a good mood and is enjoying the day, usually. At least they're trying to. And there's not so often that the postman comes with bills and stuff like that, or that the banks are closed. Nobody wants money from me. I love that. Yeah, Kami's great. Thank you. I mean, I'm not sure. Like earlier today, she was a little weird. But in general, she gives me a good impression. It was a huge thing with her. She had been getting dry food, and I think she was allergic to it, but she always wanted it. She never wanted to try something else but the food that made her ill. So now we have something that she tolerates, and now she has a lot more energy. She looks a lot better, and I like that. Yeah, I'm very happy right now that I can give her this time. Last year, I didn't think that she would be here like this at this point, like a year later or something like that. She was doing very poorly last year. And the fact that she turned out so nicely, it kind of shows how much effort I put into it. Yeah, and Mika is doing great too. I love it. Mika has been spending the last few days with me again. And she likes it, That's so nice to see when, like, she was on a holiday with my ex-wife, and I was so happy that she also enjoys now that she's back with me. Yeah. So this morning we were taking a walk. Once again, we found an animal in the middle of the road, and this time it was a mole. quite unhappy. But yeah, Mika got to sniff a little bit of the grass. Mika was out and had a lot of fun. Yeah, she's great. I love Mika. She's a fantastic little dog. I always wanted to have a corgi. I always found corgis to be super beautiful, but they were so expensive. I wasn't someone who could afford an expensive dog. So yeah, so I was just pleased that we got her from Animal Protection. You know, she's not a corgi, I think, but she looks. I think she's better than a corgi. You know, she looks a little bit like one, but in my opinion, she looks better. Very beautiful dog, and also a very nice dog. You know, she turned out nicely after when we got her in the beginning, she was so scared. I still remember that in the first year, I could not walk normally through the house. Every time I was walking too fast, the dog was suddenly super scared and barked or hid below the bed. Yeah, the first year she was full of fear, and I was very happy that she developed so nicely. Turned out perfectly. I couldn't have hoped for a better dog. And in the first year, like when my ex-wife moved out, she was really important here. Like Mika is just getting like territorial, and with the animals of the forest, we have foxes in the garden on a regular basis, and Mika is usually getting very agitated, marking the territory, barking at the squirrel in the tree. She's very territorial, making sure that the garden is safe, and I like that about her. You know, she takes her job very seriously. But she's not really like biting or that kind of thing. You know, she's not that, but she's just a little protective. Yeah, exactly. She's been peeing against every border of the garden, everywhere where the garden borders to the neighbor. She's made it very clear where the limit is for the neighbors. Okay. So I pollinated this one now, and with grandiflora, Lobivia grandiflora. Again, if you see the flower of Lobivia grandiflora, it's much smaller than this. So when that plant was in the genus Trichocereus, the name made no sense. Later, when they moved to Echinopsis, they couldn't bring it with it. Like, they couldn't name it Grandiflora in Echinopsis because there was already another Echinopsis that had the name. Yeah, so they named it Echinopsis rolei. And yeah, in this case, we are using it as a father on this columnar cactus. Yeah, exactly. Mika is keeping the place safe, and Kami's making sure that I don't drop ball. So yeah, let's go to the flowers from the outside. We could pollinate with pseudocandicans here, but I definitely want to keep at least half of the bag for inside. Let me see what we have here. Glauca, no. What's this? Bamboy. Yeah, Bamboy, but with question mark. Thank you for nothing, man. I think it was Bamboy. Usually when I put a question mark on a label, then it's usually because when I write something, I have already forgotten what I was writing. You know, like that. That's not a good sign. That's like, that would usually be marked down as a symptom. So yeah, let me see. I want to have a look at the flower from the other side. Yeah, one of them pseudocandicans maybe. Hey friend, are you okay? Really sweet guy. We will pollinate this one with pseudocandicans, I think. Yeah, I like pseudocandicans. This allows me to get close to the flower and really apply the pollen where I want it. With the other flower, it can't be so precise. When it's up there, I will probably not be able to hit perfectly. So this is the better flower for the little pollen that we have. So let me get the tripod, and then I'm doing it with both hands. This is the light tripod that I use because of the muscle problems, and I'm so thankful that it's so light. This is really good. Like when you have issues with muscles and stuff like that, this is great, and it's still solid. It's for travelers, whatever. It's not an ad. I really like it. It's a good thing. This company here also made the like the trail cam that I'm using, and that one isn't so great. So I'm very fair with my feedback here, my review, but definitely very, very solid if you put it together the right way. So just not understanding it all the time. Sometimes I just screw the thing together and hope it's all at the same level. So, okay. Yeah, I think we will use pseudocandicans on one, and the other one probably bamboy. We will see. I don't care. I don't really care as long as we pollinate them with something that has potential. Earlier, I also filmed with bamboy. I feel like the plant could be self-fertile. It has it had 5 flowers this year, and 4 of them turned into fruit. But all of the fruit that it has, they don't look like really full. They look a little, yeah, like an excuse for a fruit. Yeah, this one's pretty good also for the time lapse. I wouldn't be able to do the time lapses like this without being able to fully adjust the angle. You really underestimate how much of an influence it has that you have decent equipment, you know? Makes a big difference. So, okay. It is so difficult to find the right angle with time lapse and all. So the more you can adjust it, the better. Just want to get rid of the nettles here because they have hurt me before. So we are using pseudocandicans, trying to get as little pollen out of the bag as I can while still having a successful pollination. When I touched the petal, there was pollen falling down. That's not good when that happens because it can contaminate the pollination. When you're picking up pollen off the plant on the petal and you're bringing it back to the stigma, that can induce a pollination, just a mechanical pollination, and then you end up with seedlings that look like just the mother. I need a new brush. Oh, come on, man. I have, like, there's so many brushes that are lying in my garden now. Every year I have new brushes and I'm just not, I really use them. They're like a tool that is used up. I wanted to pollinate a second time. Oh, I apologize. I apologize. Woo. There's this little bee that got stuck in the spider web because of me. I didn't want to have that. I'm not responsible for the life of a little bee. But I don't know why it's flying around there. This is dangerous cactus. Okay, good. Not much left. Could be that we used it all up. Shouldn't have taken so much, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that the pollination sticks, you know. Here's a little bit left for the plant that I have inside. Yeah, but I wanted to actually leave a little bit more. This is not really ideal. So let's see what we use as second, okay? We could use bamboy, like we discussed. This is Glauca. Sarwellen. What's this? Schaffery. We could try flying saucer. Should we try flying saucer? Maybe. We could try flying saucer. Oh, here's also pseudocandicans. That's good. Then we will pollinate with that again. We have Arboricola grandiflora. Oh, this was the one. Almost purple, like that strong Huaracensis grandiflora hybrid. This is the one. We could try that one maybe. Yeah. Also, where's the bamboy pollen that I had? Let me see. Let me check my pockets. It's usually in my pockets. In my nasty pockets. Let me see. Oh yeah, here. Here it is. Okay, we will try this one. Bamboy. I'm not sure what the question mark means. What I wanted to say there, but I just believe that I had the right plant in front of me. So let's see if we get there. I will put the camera on the tripod again. Oh, look at the guy. I have both wild bees and cultivated bees. Like there's someone, my grandfather used to be a beekeeper here at this place. But he passed away in the 80s and his bees were taken over by someone in the street. And I think they might still have them. Of course, but in the meantime, it's, you know, like there's decades in between, but these people had bees and might still have them. So from time to time I see a honeybee, but usually on my plants it's usually wild bees, like the little ground bees and that kind of thing. We have a lot of smaller bee species that I see here. Very few actual honeybees, but they are there. This could be one, right? This is a little bigger. Could be. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that happened. Like what they, how long they continued with what. It was a long time ago. But at the time, it was nice to see that the bees were still going. You know. So yeah, this one here pollinated with pseudocandicans, and the one above it, I will pollinate with bamboy. We're trying it, and this has a lot of pollen in it. So we might be able to actually induce a pollination if I can find the stigma. Sometimes when you have it up there, that can be difficult to reach. But I will try my best to not waste it, because it's good pollen, and every time I'm using it, I can't be using it again on a plant where I have a better reach. I will try to get the stigma through the petals, like push it downwards. And I hope there's nothing in there. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, I apologize. I apologize. Okay. Can't find the stigma in there. Oh, down there. Now I see it. It's directly below here. Okay. Now we have it down. Now I can pollinate it. Yeah, the bees are going totally crazy in the pumpkin. I do not know why. I do not know why it is so much fun for them. In fact, I'm starting to question it. Maybe they are having a little bit too much fun, if you know what I mean. They are rubbing themselves around in the flowers of the pumpkin. It's totally crazy. So, pollination. Bum boy. Should have maybe used Deserticola, is what I'm thinking right now. Should have maybe used Deserticola on the one where we used Grandiflora. But yeah. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta try around, gotta trust your gut, you know, when you find something, when you see this could, when you see a bag of pollen where you feel like, oh, this could work out, you gotta trust your gut sometimes. So I would try not to question myself. Okay. All right, this is it. Flower, medium sized, I would say. Nothing really that that I would keep just for the flower. I really gotta try to reduce the number of plants that I have that have smaller flowers. I'm sure we will, like, over the next maybe 5 to 10 years, if I'm continuing with the work like I'm doing now. And I can tell you if that would be the case, because it's really tough right now doing that. At what point I might have to say, okay, this is it. With my health issues, with the muscle problems, I might get to my limits, you know. But there's a bunch of really good stuff in between that could have amazing flowers, like huge. And over the years, we will try to select the best ones, you know, always keeping the bigger ones. Eventually, we will have a nice collection here. So I wanted to check on this one again. Hey, Remo, welcome to the live stream. I'm just checking out the chili, the Carolina Reaper. Everything is ripening and it's scaring. It's scaring me. Looking at them growing, getting bigger, getting spicier. I just want them to stop. I just want to ask them to please have mercy. Okay, so this is something that we have to report, like today. This is a hybrid between, I think, Cuscensis and Grandiflora, or Validus and Grandiflora. Definitely one of Miss Plant's crosses. And I almost lost it. It had that extreme scarring to the point where I had to put the plant on the top shelf. And I could really get it to grow again. But now it's been raining on it just once. and it's already looking dangerous. You know, when you have that kind of a discoloration, have to be very careful. Yeah, and I want to put that in coconut fiber. Let me see the label here. Oh, this is Sacred Succulence Hybrid crossed with Red Grandiflora. So yeah, this is going into coconut fiber today. Want to have that in a new medium. I'm not sure if I have a big enough pot, but let me see. Here, we will use this. This is nice. By the way, I still haven't checked out with the new pots. I really need to do it today. I still need to force myself to check out and pay the money. Once the money is gone, the money is gone. So let me see. Oh yeah, I wanted to discuss the chili. You're right, with the harvest. Have a look at this. We might have to pick some today. Can you just not roll? This one here. We might have to pick some today. Like this one is starting to look a little overaged, but they don't come off. Looking a little overaged, but doesn't come off like naturally when you pull it. I thought it would come off a little easier. Yeah, we will take these down later, the red ones, and I will try one. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure if I want to do it today. This is not Charapita. Ciliega Picante is this the cultivar. So these are ready. Yeah, awesome. It's nice to see, you know, when you see how something is going from a little seed corn to actually eventually flowering, producing seeds themselves. It's a great feeling. I'm quite happy with them. I'm so happy that I did it. Yesterday I did a video on this. I'm just proud. Like every time I'm walking past this corner, it makes me a little happy because I'm able to keep something alive like that. It's so difficult to keep things alive, especially in an environment like this. Yeah, and it's nice that it works. Yeah, something ate a half a chili but stopped. So I think that they are pretty safe to grow here. I haven't had many that were eaten away by animals or that kind of stuff. Actually, not at all. Not even the leaves. Plant looks like nothing wants to touch it. And I like that about it. Okay. So I will get me the small tripod, and then we're putting this in coconut fiber. And afterwards, the plant needs to go out of the rain again. With this kind of coloration, with this skin discoloration, if you put that in the rain and leave it in the rain, it will not be okay. This is the kind of plant where you have to control the water that it gets. If this is standing in the rain, the constant rain will make this flare up. But in total dryness, you can get rid of that. You see, it has popped again, and this is a healthy pop. This is also healthy. You can then use the plant to take cuttings from. Yeah, they're still a little too small, so I would like this to make it a little longer. So we will repot it, okay? Let's see if I have gloves here. The medium that I used here, this is the first medium that we used on the live stream to sow out. This was graveyard soil. And it wasn't the case that I went on the graveyard and took the soil from the grave, but this is a product that you can buy. It's just a certain type of black soil that they sell for, you know, like for display, like on a cemetery. And if you look at the weed situation, weeds have a hard time overgrowing it, you know? Here's the roots, and I'm sure a lot of the roots are not actually belonging to that plant, so we're cleaning that now. See? Most of the roots are actually a weed. Yeah, that's definitely possible. I wanted to add a third brick. I wanted to add a third coconut brick, but eventually forgot. I am a forgetful man. It is one of my many sins. So it's like you're scooping diarrhea out of a bucket. Oh, what was... I try not to be so loud. Like the neighbor, I can hear the neighbors, and I don't want to be obnoxious. You know, I don't want to be the obnoxious neighbor. I think I'm going to the other side with the stuff. I must be a quite a nuisance, you know. Usually we're quite away from people, so that's... Let me move it away. I don't wanna be that noisy neighbor, you know. So yeah, let me put it here, and I will bring the coconut fiber here, and then we're continuing here. And again, of course, this needs to be in full sun. This cannot be in the rain at all, because this is dry rot. This is a dry rot situation. It will, if given a chance, it will come back. But right now, it's looking great. This thing had been in full sun, and it's been loving it. I just want to have a pot where we can keep it, where it really has a little space to grow for the next year or maybe two. And this is going to be it. I can't. The coconut fiber is too heavy. Yeah, I'm totally torn with my live streaming, you know, because like in the beginning, I did it at the other side of the garden, you know, and then I was close to the other neighbors, and that was this. I was mostly there because of the chickens. I could, like, when I was live streaming from there, I could see the chickens, and I knew that everything was okay. And now the chickens are gone, and yeah, that's no longer an option. Every time I'm over there, I'm getting sad when I see the empty chicken coop. I need to, guys, look at this. I need to put a brick here. This like soup. I can't be potting in this. It looks like soup. So I will get at least 2 new bricks of coconut fiber, because I like, every time I'm getting in, I can go down all the way down, but then the whole thing is like, my glove is filled up with the coconut fiber. Now I'm getting a few more, so we can put them in, and then they will suck up the water. I actually talked to the neighbors. I told them that I hope that I'm not too loud, but I still hate it, you know? Still don't like it. I'm usually quite a relatively quiet guy. I'm just bringing the chaos out from time to time, like during certain hours of the day. When I'm off the clock, I'm actually quite mindful. So. Okay, I'm back and I brought more ingredients for the soup. So I let the coconut fiber out in the rain and they have already started to soak a little. Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes when I'm walking around and I'm taking a video, you know, like I'm sure it must look hilarious to when people see me walking around like that, you know. So I have understanding for that. I just consider like we are using this kind of a medium for something positive, you know. But I totally understand that so many people are using the internet to be obnoxious, you know, walking around with the camera in public, making a big show out of it, bothering people. Like usually when I do live stream, I never have other people in the live stream, you know, because I don't want to expose them, like their privacy. I don't want to, you know. So I'm trying to be somewhat keeping it positive, but it must still look a little bit weird. So, okay, yeah, I will let that soak now. Let me go over there. Maybe we can already do a little bit of that here. Putting it a little higher in the pot. Maybe here. We will keep it here. This will be the position, and I will fill up when the coconut fiber is a little higher, a little taller. In the meantime, gives me a chance to have just a pot, a random pot that I haven't checked on in a while. Let me see what we have here. A little bit of weeding, which is always good to do. Old school weeding. They're talking about so much about pesticides. You know, like old school weeding is just a good way to keep the plants happy without using too many chemicals. This one was pomegranate plant. One of the smaller ones, hasn't really grown fast, but it looks healthy. I'm not sure what we will do with it in winter. I might have to bring it in again. But yeah, looking okay. See how fast that is? I love it. Here's another one that I would love to repot. Let me see. Oh yeah, we need to repot that. See, we will cut that out of the pot. Let me see. Okay. In the meantime, the coconut fiber can cook. Let him cook. He's doing it good. In the meantime, I'm cutting this one out here so we can repot it later. Oh, no, I'm on the other side again. Okay. Oh yeah, look at this. For one, it's root bound. I'm not seeing mealybug, and that is good. And I see mostly mineral medium. Pumice, broken expanded clay, little bit of lava, yeah. Decent soil, that's why the plant's probably still alive. Decent medium. We'll put it in a little bit bigger pot, but not huge. Cleaning up the roots now. I will remove everything that feels unhealthy. Feels sandy also. I don't know, there must be sand in there. Oh, I hate it. Yeah, that's how I'm doing it too. Like I'm working, I want to do something, and then I forget and do 3 other things in the meantime. So I will get me pots. Okay. I would love to use a bigger pot. Like size-wise, this is definitely a little bit below what I would use if I had bought new pots. I could use them, but I didn't. So yeah, we will have to make it work with this. Just putting it in new soil will already help this plant. If you cannot give your plants bigger pots, a soil exchange will just do well. You know, might be just as well what the plant needed. Maybe the size wasn't, you see that this thing wasn't really rooting through the pot. Sometimes the plant gets in a situation where the soil becomes bad, where the pH level is off, or where the soil just can't take in any kind of nutrient anymore. So yeah, lockout problems, you know. So I will try to put it in the middle here, trying to push it a little deeper. Now I fill up with coconut. Yeah, we all have the same issues. There's just too many things in a garden anyways, you know, like when you come out, of course you see a million problems. That's just how it is when you're a homeowner, you know. Like I'm coming out and I'm looking at something at the wall. I don't even dare to watch too closely. Otherwise I'm seeing, oh, this looks humid. Maybe I should check the drainage, you know, that kind of stuff. You never really run out of stuff that you need to do. Oh, by the way, I want to talk about something. So I walked through the street this morning and I saw that my neighbor who passed away recently, like I've talked about it last year when he passed away, and his house, I think they're trying to sell it, and like he had donated the house to the animal pond. And yeah, now the animal pond seems to try to sell it. And the whole thing doesn't even have windows anymore. Like I walked past it this morning, it doesn't even have windows. And it doesn't really look like they're putting in new ones. It looks like someone has stolen all the windows, which honestly could be. I could see that happening, you know? Like people know that the guy has passed away. Could really be like thinking he doesn't need his windows anymore, you know? Maybe we should just snatch them. I mean, and I'm not saying I should snatch them, but someone might have thought that, you know? Yeah, I have that too. I'm not sure. I actually, like, when I was a child, my mother wanted me tested, and we went to the doctor, but it ended at the general practitioner. And today I'm kind of happy that it ended like that. But on the other hand, I might have actually been able to treat that, you know, because I've been really like weird, you know, like in school I had a lot of issues, like getting in fights and all that, you know, like development problems in school, having problem just being a normal kid, you know. So looking back, it makes a lot of sense that I was already, you know, that I was living with autism, or at the very least a bad case of ADHD. Today I still have these issues to just do something, like sitting there writing a book. For me, it was so hard to write the books, to just sit at one spot and write every day, because if you do not see the result of your work, like when I'm recording a video, when I'm uploading, I usually see the reward for my work by when I upload it, you know. I usually don't have to wait so long. And when I'm writing something like a long-term project, that's really hard for me. Staying focused and doing one thing long-term, I have issues. Otherwise, I might have already written another book. Yeah, we would see. I don't think that they will demolish the house, but it could be, you know, like the house is completely run down. And that's why they will probably also have issues finding a buyer. Um, we'll see how it goes. Like the land is pretty close to mine. So I have an eye on it, you know. Usually it's not a problem for me, but um yeah, like last maybe 5 years ago, 5 6 years ago, a tree fell over, and it was almost one of my own trees that hit his garage. He's had a little garage on the side, and that one was hit by a falling tree, and it was just barely not my tree, but it could have been. And when it with a new owner, who knows how that will go, you know? Like when there's a new owner with neighborhood, you never know what will happen. Everything could be great, or everything could turn into a nightmare if the wrong person buys the house. Yeah, I mean they did something like a walk in, you know, like where like a flea market, walk in flea market and all, but there's nothing left in the house. Everything of value had already been stripped, like by others, you know. Okay, so let's get back to this one here. It's just sad, you know, seeing the house in that state. I don't know. Every time I walked past there, I saw my friend, and he had a lot of health issues, but he was a good guy, like a decent guy, at least towards to me. You know, I know that some neighbors had a lot of problems with him. Sometimes people are complicated. I could also see that the guy was not easy to live directly besides. You know, I had the luck that I lived a little bit further away. That can sometimes be good when you live close, but not so close that you are direct neighbors and you're having this kind of problem where you every time a tree falls over, there's an argument. Yeah, like the whole thing is probably full of asbestos. I hope they are not demolishing it. Honestly, I don't see how they can demolish this thing without turning the whole place into a, yeah, like asbestos city. I was just like the garage that was hit by the tree was also asbestos. I was so happy that it wasn't my tree. I can only repeat myself. So okay, so this one here, this is, what was it? What was the label? Let me see. Other pots over there. So we need to write a new label for this because the old one is way too small. Yeah, this is O2 and crossed with O1, Sacred Succulence O2 crossed with Sacred Succulence O1 and Red Grandiflora. So interesting Brigiasi-like hybrid. This will go in the greenhouse, on the shelf, top shelf. I can use this to root a few others on it, but yeah, this goes on the shelf and it stays there until next year. Best spot that I can give to it, because otherwise that kind of a discoloration will claim the plant. Okay. Yeah, that stuff went really fast, I know. I think so too. Went really fast with the coconut fiber. So I wanted to go here into this part of the garden to discuss a few things with you. So for one, I wanted to show this plant, Bamboy. Yeah, I wanted to bring up that this plant now has, like the flower that flowered here, it was the fifth flower. And it has 4 fruits. It seems like this one has also been pollinated successfully. Seems like we are getting 4 fruits on Bamboy. And I'm starting to think a little bit, it might also have that kind of trait from that charm hybrid to always grow a fruit. At the very least, it looks a little bit like it. So yeah, I have a few plants with charm. And most of them, what they have in common is that they often grow fruit. And sometimes even when you don't pollinate it. That could be a case here. And when you have it on bamboy, when it's a plant like that, that could be amazing. Because you have an amazing flower that is huge. If you plant one out, you could have a plant that always has fruit by itself, but without much interference, without much pollination. When you pollinate them with matching pollen, then you can definitely get more seeds. But this looks like there might be a fail-safe in case no other pollen is around. It seems to grow fruit relatively easy. Right now, like the wilted flowers that you see here, very often they're cut off. It doesn't really save them like huge energy, but it definitely is in regards to just a source for contamination. It is better to cut them off. I usually try to stay away when the fruit looks too fragile. Sometimes you have fruits when you touch them the wrong way, you remove them from the connection that they have with the plant, and then it fails. So I usually this year I didn't want to touch. Sometimes when I have a very big fruit, a very big flower, remnants of a very big flower, I cut that off. Just to get rid of, for one, you want to get rid of the weight that is pulling on the ovum. Sometimes you have a successful pollination, but it's just pulled down by the weight. So you kind of prevent that by cutting them off. You usually wait a few days, I don't know, 4 or 5, and then you cut them off. That is usually how a lot of breeders are doing it. Yeah, and I mean, I would love to repot bamboy this year. Like when this thing is done with everything, we are putting this in a deep pot, like a little bit deeper. You see, this is a grafted plant. I want to give it stability. So we will use a very deep pot and only fill in like maybe 1/3, let's say 2/3 with soil. And then we're trying to kind of position it in a great way that it comes out straight. And it will be difficult with this kind of plant because it is a Sörensia telegona hybrid. Like with Charm being a telegona hybrid, having that crooked body, you can also see it here. It's just a little bit more like Cantora because it involves more parents, like I think pink stripes or something like that. Yeah. So bamboy. Then I wanted to have a look here. This is also one of the plants that very often grow a fruit. Could be self-fertility too, in my opinion. Like that could explain why there are so many, why people always say that Otto Schulz is so dominant, like in regards to the offspring. Maybe it's pollinating itself and that's why it's so dominant. This one here, Aporo candicans. Flower looked okay, we will keep it. At least another year. I like the body too, they are very slender, very thin plants. So greetings everyone. Also, everyone else that's here, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, here, this one I wanted to show. This is Leucostele deserticola. Earlier today, I pollinated the flower with Echinopsis glauca because I want to see if that will successfully pollinate it. Like, I was expecting this to fail, but maybe we can get it to grow a fruit no matter what. Every time I'm having one of these, I will try if it's compatible with Echinopsis glauca. Every time it flowers, we will try it out because there are some subtle similarities of some parts of the plant, but not all. This is a very different type of plant than the one that I have with labeled glauca, but it has similarities in regards to the spines. Like the old spine growth often has these areoles that come out with a few new spines there, like here. This looks a little bit like Charlensis and all that. Like the old growth on Charlensis, very similar. I want to see how they pollinate with each other, how they do with each other. Then I have this one that I wanted to show you. this below the cherry tree, and everything is full of flies. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we will get seeds or not. This one doesn't look bad, but also in the last hours I find it looked a little worse than earlier today. We might be losing them. I'm not sure. I pollinated all the flowers, and I hope we will get at least one fruit. That would be awesome. Yeah, because we need to grow that. And this is the kind of plant, every time we will have seeds in the future, this will have priority because the flower is so big. Has a huge flower, and I need to get more of the seedlings. I need to grow more from it because the plant is a little frost sensitive. And when you have that, you can always lose a plant. You bring it in the greenhouse one year and that was it. So I want to avoid a situation where if we lose the plant, we will lose it all. I've taken a few cuttings from it that I'm rooting separately, but it's not easy to root. It's been difficult. Which one? Which one do you mean? Like this one here? This is a hybrid, probably called like it was described as Echinopsis imperialis, formerly Trichocereus imperialis, a hybrid with Zerensea telegona and a Echinopsis, like Echinopsis irisi grandiflora, and this could be a follow-up hybrid with it, like a hybrid with imperialis. The flowers are insanely big, really big, but you can see some Echinopsis in it, you know. The other one there, this one here, that's actually Leucostele by now, included in Leucostele. Mostly a genus for the Chilean species, and they are pretty close to each other. It's an interesting complex. Okay, so just wanted to see how this is going. I pollinated these two. One of them got Bamboy and the other one got the big one behind, like the Imperialis hybrid. This is how I like to grow fruit. I really like to have the plants in the shade after they are pollinated. That's how we will do it in the future. The moment the pollination is done, we will move that thing in the shade. Okay, so let's continue. I want to report a little bit more. That is, I'm not sure. This is from the pond. When I was cleaning the pond, I was removing water plants that were in the pond, and yeah, I think that was one of the water plants that were in the pond. I had put them in a separate bucket, in like a larger pond-like plastic bucket, and I have it in because I wanted to put them back in the pond, but there's no space. I left them there for now, but they look super nice. It's just that I have to water them from time to time. Yeah, these are pretty sharp too. Check out this one here is doing another flower flush. Okay, let's see what we can report. I have a few that I wanted to report. Let's do this one. I wanted to put this one in a bigger pot. This is a Chiloensis hybrid by Gus Freeman. And I like Chiloensis. Chiloensis, super nice species. I mean, species, you can't even call it a species. It's a complex, actually, you know. These days, with so many species that they have in that thing, in Leucostele. Want to water it now, then we will get rid of the soil. Then we're putting it in a bigger pot with coconut fiber as medium. Do you have any with soft, fuzzy spines? I have a few Hildewinterer. They are relatively fuzzy. but nothing that I really have in general, you know, because I don't like that when they are like that. I really like when a cactus has solid spines. When you're moving these cacti with bristle, you know, like with these really hairy like spines, they get stuck to everything. They stick to your clothes, to your hands. When you're moving them, it's a nightmare to move them, you know. So I wanted to water this a little bit. Everything I do, every time I work, I report stuff is not dry. I don't want to have dust in anything I do here. We are working without dust. Yeah, so we're putting this in here, and also full sun. This is the kind of plant that I want to have in full sun. I will be filling up the thing, and then we're pushing the seedling in the center. Yeah, like my neighbor had a cactus, and it's also gone. It looked like it didn't survive. I thought about breaking in and saving the cactus, but I didn't want to do it. You know, like I didn't want to cross the line to the legal system to save the cactus. But like my neighbor always had that cactus in his winter garden, and I've seen it grow. I've seen it at the road over the years. You know, like always. And it's not a. It wasn't very healthy. It was a Pachycereus, you know, like Cardon Grande, you know, and they I don't know what they did with it. I think they ended up dumping it, and I'm sad about it. I should have found a way to get that thing. Maybe I should have went to the flea market, like when they did the open house flea market. I should have gone there. I just couldn't, you know. I felt like when I'm going in there on a flea market, like when they are selling the last of his stuff, I might have cried. So I didn't go there. Yeah, I don't really. I've had a few Opuntia, and I didn't really like the kind of spines that they have. They're a little bit too painful, unnecessarily too painful. I like straightforward spines. You know, you touch it, okay, it's spiny, but you know what you have there. I hate when a cactus has hooks. You know, when you're touching it and suddenly you can't really remove the hand anymore without something getting stuck to it. I hate that. So okay, good. Next one. Give me a second, okay? I'll bring the next one. So let's do these here. Yeah, exactly. The clochets. I'm feeling very clochet today too. Oh, the enemy. The enemy. Mealybug. Cleaning up this thing. I hate it. Thank you very much. I hate it. You are a disgrace to the insect world. So let me see what we have here. Marsh garden hybrid. Yeah. Yeah, Marsh garden hybrid. Marsh garden number 19. Not sure what it is. Oh yeah, I've seen a few really bad ones. there are certain cacti that I really don't like because of the spines. If the spines are too painful, too hard to manage, then I'm not getting any, you know? I don't need to have every cactus. And if a cactus is just not fun to have, then I'm not getting it. That's a good thing when you have like when you're a hobby grower, you know, you can really decide what you want to do. So yeah, I will split these up over 2 pots. Everyone will get a separate pot, and then we have to write one label for the for one of the two. I'm already looking forward to the winter stream, to be honest. Like, I enjoy sowing out. I enjoy doing the stuff inside. It will be super fun this winter. I could already start with the winter stream right away. I'm already, like, I've done the flower season. We will get more flowers, but for the most part, like the biggest part of the flower season is already over. So now I could already start sowing out again in winter. So yeah, in the future, like in the next couple of months, it's definitely possible that we will go right back to indoor stream, because I have a few seed things that I want to do. I want to pack a few bags of seeds. Yeah. And if it's raining, if we're having a rainy day, don't be surprised if we're back inside. I have a lot of fun when I'm doing that. Okay. There was a little insect here somewhere. I'm just looking if I got rid of it. I didn't want to hurt it. When you have a tiny insect, it's kind of hard to get it out without... Yeah, this is good. And this is looks like a Tasheki hybrid of some sort. I like that. Yes, thank you. Right now it's not so hot for once. We had so bad temperatures you couldn't go out. Like, you couldn't even go out at 10 in the morning. Right now it's a little better. Finally it stopped rain. Like, it rained a while, rained the day and a night, and now it's stopped again and it's cooled down. It's really nice. The classic weather that you have after a storm. I like that. So that's great. Yeah, we will sow out in December too. We will start, or maybe we will probably already start earlier. I don't care. We are not really bound to the outside cycle. Working with a little plant lamp over winter. Nothing strong, you know. I enjoy that. So okay. I wanna write a second label. So let me get another label here. Which one can we use? This one here. Marsh Garden number 19. Marsh Garden had, like, when they went in business, they did a pack, like the first pack, to celebrate that they went into business. And I got one of them, and there were a few interesting crosses in there. This looks like Tasheki something. We'll clean them up later, but they will get full sun, maybe a good spot on the shelf over winter. They look great. Maybe they have a big flower. Okay. So this will go into the recycling bin. And then we're potting another one. Oh. It's getting full here. We might be getting trouble with the space over winter. We will see what we have to sort out. Oh yeah, this one I would love to repot too. Check this out. This is a really nice variegated validus, but it needs to be in a bigger pot. We could put it in this one. Yeah, we are putting it in this one. This is nice. In the future, I want to grow more of these validus hybrids, tersheki hybrids, or tersheki, just botanical tersheki, Verdamanianus, Poco, you know, all these interesting types that you can grow. Great to hear, mate, about your seedlings. Love it. Congratulations. So, okay. Let's put some of that stuff down there for drainage, and then we're filling up with coconut fiber. I hate it. Look at me. I'm playing in the mud. I hate when I'm going through mineral medium like that. I just hate it. Trying to remove any kind of weed that is in there. Sometimes you can pull out the oxalis and stuff like that. You know, here the grass here. Go away. You have no power here. I'm getting rid of this. I'm ditching this. Give me a second, okay? I want to put that in a bigger pot as drainage. Okay. So let's do this. We will give this guy a totally new chance at life. I'm sure it will blow up. This will be a great plant, will be a big plant. Make sure that it's going to be, that it has a sunny spot. Got to be a little bit careful now. Pot size is a little too big in my opinion. I don't like to go up too much. People often go pot sizes up and then the pot doesn't get dry in the time that it used to be. And that can, like these kind of changes can really be a problem for a plant. Even if the plant, if it were used to a bigger pot, could work, you know, where you could have a situation where it could work with a bigger pot if the plant would be used to it. But it always takes a while until the plant grows enough roots for that kind of a pot. And what happens in the meantime, sometimes the weeds will fill it up. The weeds will surround the base here. Can also cause problems when the pot is too big. But yeah, I'm sure this one will take it just fine. When should I start to fertilize seedlings? Depends on what kind of a soil you are using. If you're using one that has a fertilizer in it, then maybe after 2 or 3 weeks. But a mild dosage, really mild, because some fertilizer can end it, you know, can really burn the seedlings badly. But if you have a medium that doesn't have nutrients, then you have to fertilize right away. They always say that seedlings, when they germinate, they have maybe 2 or 3 weeks nutrients in themselves, and then in the medium maybe another 2 or 3 weeks, but it goes fast. I would start to fertilize. It makes a difference when they get a lot of, I don't mean a lot, but when you give them a little bit of nutrients in the beginning, can make the difference, you know. So yeah, this is the one. Check it out. Really like it. It's a beautiful plant. The variegation has become a little less, but I will try to let it grow big. This is going to be the type of plant that I want to keep. So next one, let me see. Oh yeah. Here's something that we should do. We should repot these because when I see skin problems, I usually select them. Skin problems, most of the plants that we have now here in the repotting have something, have a reason that we're repotting them. Yeah. Getting rid of the roots. We will pull them apart and then we're putting them in separate pots. The smaller ones will go in smaller, into these here, and the bigger one will go into a bigger one. They are flying dragon hybrids. Flying dragon crossed with Ghana and flying saucer. Hybrid by Uwe Kahle. So let's give them a chance, you know. Interesting body. And of course we have to write the labels for them. So we will see how that medium will do over winter. For now it does great. It's exactly what I needed. It's not mineral, you know. For me this is so much better to work with. Yeah, very, very mild, very weak fertilizer. Some people have talked about a tenth of the dose of a normal dose. Others use maybe a fourth or a fifth. I mean, it's not really important as long as you are not burning them. Like sometimes when you have seedlings, when you have fertilizer, some fertilizer can really be bad, can really be hard on the little seedlings. I've had one that I used and the seedlings just melted. They literally melted when it touched them. So yeah, gotta be careful. So this one here has really bad skin problems. We would see if by the end of the summer this one looks bad, we might be ditching it. But flying dragon hybrids have potential actually. Yeah, and long term, I hope that we will have mostly organic soil in the end. I don't know. At least, I mean, I don't know if you can count coconut fiber as classic organic, but it counts as organic, right? A little bit. So yeah, it behaves a little bit more like a mineral, despite the fact that it's so organic. So yeah, I will get me 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 3 labels for these others, and then we're repotting another one. Definitely want to use a few more up. I just have so many good seedlings, and if we don't repot them, we will lose some. Repot these here. I don't have enough labels here. Need to bring some later. So this is KA 1891. Guys, just flying over somewhere. Couldn't see anything because of the clouds. So the label KA 1891. I need a different label. This is bad stuff. Can barely write on these. Flying dragon. I need to get different labels. This is just not useful. You can't use them. Usable. Flying dragon crossed with Ghana and flying saucer. Flying dragon was with Ghana. Okay, flying saucer. Okay. In theory, this sounds like a great cross. Flying dragon, I've seen some good offspring from them. So this also KA 18 from 2018 91. Flying dragon. Ghana. And flying saucer. Okay. And one more. Using this one here. Don't need the wire anymore. I will try to get new labels. This is not good. When you're writing so poorly on a label, they have some sort of a lamination that makes it hard to write on them. And I already have issues with the muscles, you know? I will not be able to read these labels. So we will order new ones. That's not okay. It's not good. Okay, good. So we're cleaning these up here. Just want to water them thoroughly. Then I'm starting to get out the weeds and all. There's a lot of stuff in the roots that isn't cactus roots. And I think that's why they are weak, why they have skin issues. When you're giving this a good spot in its own pot, then it will do great. Yeah, I remember these. But I mean, they weren't cheap, right? Like if you used to buy window blinds, or did you get them like on the used market, you know, like when people have been moving out and throwing the window blinds on the trash. Maybe like that. So I will put 2 into each because I'm out of space here. Usually I would single them out, but for now we are giving them 2. Like 2 per container. This will also be okay. So, okay, here. This is a hybrid by Gus Freeman with Tunyo, I think. So let me see. We will check that out. I want to see what it is. Yeah, Tunyo hybrid. Yeah, then we're keeping it. Of course, this is good. Sounds great. Today, it's really hard to get good labels. I'm really frustrated with it. I have ordered 3 different labels from 3 different sources on eBay, and they were all trash. And I'm not saying there can't be good ones on eBay. I'm just saying the ones, it's just too easy to buy trash. They are just making it too hard to see, to get a good overview over the market, you know? Absolutely hate it. So, okay. Want to put these up here. I'm just glad that we're doing this together, because if we would be not doing it here, I would probably not do it. Like the reporting here, this is exactly what we need to do now. And I hate it. I hate it like the plague. It's just not a fun activity. So, here's another one. Here's the second one. Skin problems are tremendous, but we can maybe save it. I will give them a chance. If one per container makes it, then I'm happy. Then it's okay. So, okay. This goes in the trash. This goes in the trash. All those roots go in the trash. So I will be getting new labels. I need to find labels. I don't have enough. I think the neighbors are cooking and it smells really good. Ow! Congratulations. It smells really nice. So this is okay. Well, let me see if I can write on the other side. This is so dirty. This is such a dirty hobby. This is like a festival, you know, like when you're on a hippie festival and there's mud everywhere. That's how I'm feeling when I'm doing this. So, crossed with Tunyo. Tunyo looked nice. I really liked that one. So here's another one. This is also one of those labels that were trash. I'm sure this is cheap stuff made just to print on it. Yeah, I can usually tell in the garden, you know, what they're cooking. Okay, good. So these will go full sun. They already have skin problems. Everything that we have right now with skin problems will go full sun, and I will try to really give them the most sun exposed spot. Not sure if we get them all through, but some of them definitely. Okay. What we're doing here, this is exactly how you treat skin problems. Skin, often just a sign that, like when they're not doing well, the first thing where they're showing it is the skin. And repotting, you can really do much, makes a big difference. Plants that we have repotted here, they're instantly looking nicer. So I wanted to bring this one. I had attempted to repot this one recently, but there was something living in it, and I think I wanted to try again now, so we can. Yeah, now it's good. We will put that in its own pot. This is Quadratium bonatus, probably like that species, and I really like it, and I want to have it a little bit in coconut. Want to see how that will do. Also, full sun. I wouldn't put this in the shade in this kind of medium. If I would put it in the shade, I would put it in just pumice, just washed pumice. But in this case, I really want to give it a sunny spot, nice water retaining medium, and we will see how it will do with that. I might have to overwinter it inside the house though. Yeah, and that's also why I'm doing it. When I have it in a mineral medium inside, it can be very hard to have the right water, right humidity in the medium. Okay. And this is a cool species. I like it. It's very rare. You don't see that often. Where's the other label? This the other one. Putting that one in a separate pot too. Yeah, nice. Oh, I punched the cactus. So, okay. Let me... Oh, this is Otto Schulz hybrid. This is an Otto Schulz hybrid. I see it. This is one of my hybrids with Otto Schulz. This is nice. I like it. You can still see that Otto Schulz is there, but it's been influenced by something else. This is kind of nice. Good that we reported it. Yeah, I'm really happy with the reporting. I mean, the way I'm doing it, I just thought, what would a professional person do, and I'm trying that now. You know, just trying to have everything a little bit more organized here. So this will go full sun, and I hope it can take it. We will see. I will have an eye on it. Yeah, in long term, the coconut fiber will be a good medium to work with, you know, where you have, I don't think it will be so dangerous to inhale. Of course, nothing is good to inhale, but I just don't think that coconut fiber will be that huge deal. So yeah, let me clean it, and then we're taking off for the rest of the day. Then I'm taking a break because the neighbors have really made me hungry with the cooking here. I smell the cooking directly besides my nose, and I have you're getting really hungry when it smells like that. So okay. No, I can't go in now. Like Kami is sleeping. And yeah, I don't want to take Mika out just for the live stream. I will do a video later. Mika is in the bed. I don't want to, you know, come in and rush in and pull her out the bed, you know. But yeah, I will bring her again in one of the next live streams, okay? Bringing her in sometime soon. This is something that we will report tomorrow. This is the ones that we will continue with. Let me see what the label is before we go. I just want to see what we have. Oh, these are Zelly hybrids. Zelly 7 crossed with Zelly 5. This is good that we have a few. Also skin problems, so we will split them up, give everyone a separate pot probably. We have a few different ones, I think, here. So, okay. I have checked for more pumpkin fruit, but I think we haven't any. Let me see. Let me see here. I still haven't really found the difference between which ones I need to pollinate and which ones. They look kind of the same to me, you know. I haven't pollinated much since the last time. This one might have been the one that I pollinated, right? Maybe they really need me to pollinate them. I thought that the bees, with how many bees we have around, I thought that, and the size of the plant, that we should have at least 2 of each, like one male, one female flower at once, that they can pollinate them, you know. But I am not seeing anything from them. This is just that one. I hope this will be big enough for Halloween. It needs to have a good size. So okay, yeah, guys, I think I'm taking off for now. But I will bring Mika and Kami in again in one of the next ones. So thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun reporting. It's important what we're doing right now, because we are laying the groundwork for the next week, for the next years. The stuff that we are growing now, these are really good plants, and you will be blown away in 2, 3, 4 years from now. Some of them have issues, but it's nothing. We can turn these around in no time. They just need space. They just need good soil. And then, yeah, then we have new stuff in the future always. So thank you guys for always coming to my live stream. Thank you for participating, for being a part of this, okay? Thank you, everyone. Wishing you a great day today. Wishing you a great weekend. Enjoy the day. Make the most of it. Take a break. Take time for yourselves, okay? Have some mental health day where you do nothing but making sure that you feel all right. So I wish you that, okay? Thank you, everyone. Until tomorrow. Thank you.